Hi, I'm Manda. I'm one of the current team of students at Edventure Frome. We're working on the share shop at the moment and it's week 4. So I'm just making a short video to give you a summary of what's been going on and a bit of a reflection as well. So it's been a really pivotal week. It's been our last week of sort of facilitated time, and we're now sort of right on the edge of moving into when we just go straight forward with all the kind of things that we've decided to go for, really. So it was yeah, it was a big one. It was so we started off, we did a session of reflection with Neil, who came in, and we sort of stopped to take a pause of where we got to at the moment, which I think was a really, really good time to do that, especially because at the end of last week we'd presented our ideas to the share team, but this presentation hasn't really gone as well as we'd hoped. Me and a number of the other team members had felt just really a bit deflated by the presentation, and we just really wanted to go through it. So that day we did have a really good discussion about what we would have done differently and what we thought we should sort of take forward from that as well. So that was really, really helpful. I think I felt much better after that. We also had a brief introduction to the accreditation process that we can do as part of the project. It's the first time it's being offered, but we'll be able to eventually gain a qualification in enterprise and entrepreneurship from the University of West England. So that's really exciting, and we just went through a few examples together and established how, as a team, what we do in order to make sure none of us got stuck, which was really, really nice. And yeah, after that we started really finalising our ideas, and we sort of laid them all out on the table and ended up grouping them together in more manageable chunks. We then ordered them on a spectrum line according to a number of things, including the extent to which they were grounded in research, the extent they met the brief, and yeah, it was really one of the first times that it started to seem a bit more real to sort of see them all laid out in front of you. So that was really exciting. And beyond that, I think, came the most difficult point for me of the week, and possibly of the entire course so far, and that was the issue of role allocation. We decided on 3 different streams of ideas to take forward, and I personally had quite a strong idea in my mind of which of those I wanted to carry on, and I was quite nervous about this because I knew full well that might be the case for other people, and I really didn't want to put myself ahead of them. But in the end we discussed a number of things. We discussed we sort of marked on our chart our skill for those projects and our will as well, the extent to which we were really enthusiastic about pursuing them. And there were three of these streams and 6 of us, so obviously we were kind of hoping that 2 people would be really keen for each one, and of course it didn't quite work out like that. A few people were keen to do one project, more than 2, and there was eventually one element left that was a really, really fundamental part of the project, and we all knew absolutely had to happen, but none of us felt that was what we wanted to do in isolation. I didn't think so. For me personally, I just didn't feel like it would stretch me in the way that I'd hoped, and but it turns out that all the members of the group really felt that, and even though it might have been the best thing for the project for us to try and allocate it in that way, none of us were happy to do so. So we ended up brainstorming a few different ways that we could get around that, really, and instead of going for 3 2s, we decided to go for 2 3s and split off. So we each had one element of the project that really excited us and we thought would develop ourselves, and then other elements from this final stream that we knew absolutely had to get done, but we just didn't want to put on two people in isolation. So yeah, I felt much better after that. I think that was definitely the right call, and I was really pleased with how we came to that decision. And finally, our last day of this week was a completely different day to the rest of the course, and it was a sort of scheduled time to get away from it all, really. We went on a walk outside of Frome with Jez, and we stopped quite a lot on the way to forage the berries and apples which are there, which was really nice. And we eventually got to a spot by the river, and we collected firewood, we made a fire, and we did an exercise there about reflection, and I really enjoyed that. I think it was the perfect time to do that, to be honest, just to sort of quite literally get away from it all, and see where we'd got to. At that point, we also had a new member join us, called Jasmine, which is really, really exciting. I'm hoping that we can make her feel welcome over the next few weeks. But yeah, it was a great week. It was, definitely very defining of how things are going to go forward. And although I'm a bit nervous about moving onwards to more the unknown, it's I'm very excited for it. I think we've all got a strong idea of where we want it to go. So no doubt there'll be a few hiccups involved, but I think we can manage it together. Yeah, I'm really excited. So yeah, that's all from me, and thank you for listening. Thanks.